Alright, gentlemen, this is the film review for the Rockville vs. Attica game 2009. I'm just going to do a little bit of a voiceover, hit on some key points. Alright, this first is just a punt. I have a muff here. Only thing here is maybe getting people closer to and pinching in a little bit tighter on this. Alright, this next play is a close line of scrimmage play. We're going to get a couple looks at this. First we'll play it in full view. Alright, we see a little bit of jumping, a little bit unclear on which side. We called it on defense, but we're going to kind of slow it down a little bit here. First we notice that the official is still running, looks like he's getting rid of the ball. The umpire needs to be up on the ball, making sure that we're all in position before we start the snap. That could help prevent some of these things. And we'll see here, I'm going to slow it down even more. Defense kind of moves forward, but they're enough back that nothing really happened here. It looks mainly like basically the snapper snaps early than his whole team, which is always just leads to a lot of confusion. And I think if we were right to kill the play, definitely, and probably defensive would be a good call. Alright, looks like we just have a offsides here. We look at the very far guy. He is about a half step over. Good call. Okay, here, only real thing is umpire, make sure you're getting out of the way. I make a pretty good tackle there. Okay, here on this play, just a big thing is going to be killing the clock. As we see, the runner is down to about 3 or 4 yards in front of the first down. No one's killing the clock. Okay, here's one of our biggest controversial plays. This is the roughing the passer. First, umpire probably needs to get up to the line. Alright, we're going to slow this down. Look at this a couple times. We have roughing the passer by John. He's called that. We're going to slow this down and slow down even more. So he jumps up in the air, lands, and then pushes off with his arms. That push off with the arm is what sells it. That's unnecessary and will only cause ill will. Alright, this next play is, I believe, the only horse collar of the game. Didn't get a chance to find a replay of this, so just have to slow it down. Not a great view, but it is about 5 yards away from Dale. I have a little bit of a view, but Dale definitely would be the best calling official, and he does call it. One thing, make sure we're killing the clock again, and try just to kind of throw it in the air. You don't have to throw it down on the ground. That just kind of sends some bad signals. And this one, we hit on a couple times during our meeting, but make the call. Yeah, make the call, then worry about the ball. Just make that call chest high and confidently. Next here is the big play, the controversial touchdown. First I'll show it in live motion. Ball's in quickly, gives a nod of the head. Don't need that if you're confident. Here we're going to slow this down here. I'll start live. He throws it, going to slow it down here. Slow it down even more. Looks like he's got it. He turns with the left foot. And then the ball comes out. Go up with a touchdown signal. Hold that touchdown signal a little bit longer. Could help with selling that. Here on the extra point, not to beat a dead horse, but after he kicks it, come up with this signal together. Don't worry about the ball. Okay, here on the ensuing kickoff, looks like we have I believe this is a fumble here. This is the only shot here. Fumble, we have a beanbag, we have officials getting close to it, killing the clock. We have a spot, point in direction. Overall, nice job. And I'm asking for the ball, I think. Okay, here we just have a couple plays here in a row. Ball ends about 8-9 yards past the first down marker, and we do not kill the clock. And here we're going to see just about the same thing. We're 7-8 yards, we're out of bounds, and for some reason the umpire is the only person making the signal. We have one or two signals from the end, but we need to really harp on that. First in this clip, there's going to be a motion in the backfield. It's slow and smooth. but yet there were some other motions similar to that were a little more jerky and could be known to cause offs. And here we again end up about 3 yards in front. We see Debbie signaling to move the chains, but yet no killing the clock signal. And again here, make sure we have a signal, and then worry about the ball. Kind of an odd punt formation here. Something we make sure we want to know about before the hand. But here, a good position, right on the goal line, right as the ball goes in, and giving the touchback signal. Nice job. Okay, in this play we have a questionable close to a pass interference call. I think this is a pretty easy pass by the deep wings here. But a good selling of it, a good incomplete pass. But again, hate to beat on the dead horse, but no signal and just going after the ball. Okay, here's a play where a knee, close knee to the ground. I'm going to slow it down pretty slow here. John's in a great position right behind the quarterback. And you see right knee's down, and ball's thrown. It's going to speed back up here in a second. And John has the pointing down. Short wing got to it, and we got the spot. Nice job. Okay, that's the first half. Now on to the second half. Gets dark. Okay, here we have a possible horse collar tackle. We see we slow it down a little bit. Looks like he falls forward. Can't tell if he really gets some jerking motion from behind or the side. And some other people may be involved with the tackle. So this is one that may be overly technical. Okay, this is the other big play that probably cost us a lot of stuff. This is the Keystone Cops play. I'm going to slow this down a little bit. Unfortunately, I couldn't find the other video to make a copy, but so I'll have to look at it again. We're looking at the two things here. Looking at the fight in the bottom there, that we end up calling offsetting personal fouls, and then the actual end result of the play, which I'm standing right at the goal line, kind of looking down the line for some type of signal from the short wing officials, which need to be more confident in the signal. Either dead at the spot, running in, possible incomplete since this was on a try, or obviously the touchdown signal and hold it. And then we'll see John a little bit confused on exactly what happened during the play. As we see, once he makes the call, none of the players actually knew what was going on. This is something we need to have much better communication with. Although I do believe the offsetting was the correct call in that situation. Here we have a good call. That is definitely too much of a feigning of a snap. Good false start. Okay, here we have a close scoring play for Rockville. Here we're going to slow down. As you see, as the umpire, I am close to the play, which can be good. It gives me good vision, but I'm also right on the goal line, blocking the view from the line judge. I see the ball has come out, came on the back, killing the clock, and it's recovered in the end zone. Touchback. Good and bad on that play. What we're going to see here is another example of a shift. Though this is, I slow it down here, but it's still a pretty abrupt shift, which does cause the defense to jump off sides. And I think this is one that we can call a false start. It looks like action kind of goes on a couple seconds afterwards. We need to kill it quickly if we're going to call it. And the correct signal would be a false start since there is no dead ball shift. Here's an interesting play. A little bit of scramble from the quarterback. Ends up gaining some positive yardage. Then we have an interesting penalty call here. A defensive block in the back here. We'll see in the bottom of the corner. Looks like kind of right at the side or back. But we see how he lands flat down, so I think that's a pretty good call there. One bad thing is that the flag is about 5 seconds late, so we need to get that flag in there. And good call, good working the halo. That's what we want to see more of. Good call. Only thing of note on this punt here, there is no fair catch signal, but be aware, if they did give a fair catch signal, that blocking right there would be a penalty. Okay, and that was our final clip of the game. Overall, some things we can work on, some positive things, some things that after review show that really we did not do as bad and did not deserve ones as the coaches voting. Some big plays that we may have got right at the end, but yet just did not look confident and just didn't look the part. I think we got most of the calls right and the big calls, but looking the part is a big thing, but not too bad.